If you're coming to a meeting in City Hall, you'll notice a change. Security is now using metal detectors for every council meeting and committee meeting. That means all members of the public, city employees, and the media need to go through the metal detectors before entering the meeting. Now, this isn't a recent decision. If you remember, they debated it last fall in private. Then when the information leaked out, a lot of people had a big public debate on it, and council decided to redo its debate in public. When the report came out, it suggested why we're looking at it now. It pointed to that taxi protest. If you remember, during the Uber debates, there were about 200 cab drivers in City Council worried about losing their livelihoods, and it got a little rowdy. They were shouting at the back, and that interrupted the council proceedings. Of course, they did calm down after the city manager went to talk to them, and they sat down and continued, and there was never any violence, but I guess it might have put some people on edge. There have also been some incidents worldwide, and I guess council was convinced. So here's how it works. Members of the public go in on the right, city employees and the media go in on the left. Anybody with a guide dog or other accommodations necessary goes in on the left as well. Take everything metal out of your pocket. You can leave your shoes and your belt on, but otherwise everybody needs to be scanned before they go into the room. And here's a list of prohibited items: firearms, ammunition, projectiles, stun guns, edged weapons, explosives, flammable substances, and food and beverage.
I think for a number of different reasons. I think it's always worked in there, in part because I think there has been a bond of trust between the public and us, and I worry a little bit that that's being undermined by saying we don't trust you anymore.
Frankly, it is a more anxious time in the world. There's a lot more anger out there, and it doesn't mean that something bad will happen here, but if something did happen here and we didn't act to preserve the safety of the public, staff, and elected officials, then we'd be remiss. People should come a little bit earlier. People are used to showing up right at the beginning of a meeting, kind of 30 seconds before. And it's not as rigorous as an airport, but it's a little bit more like an airport or a courthouse or the provincial legislature. Just plan to come a few minutes earlier because it will take a little bit longer to get through.